Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be showing you a drill that I call the square drill. It's a great drill to use on horses that like to float their shoulders and their rib cage out. It helps to keep them picked up and to keep their body in between your hands and in between your legs and to keep them really driving through hard. The horse I'm going to be riding today is a 5-year-old son of a streak of fling who is out of a Frenchman Skye mare, and this horse likes to get really overly bendy and he quits driving on the backs of his barrels because he loses all his power because everything's kind of pushed to the outside. So this helps to get more squared up underneath me and allows him to pick his front end up and really drive a lot harder through there. I'll explain things as we go through the video, and if you have any comments and questions, leave them in a comment and give me a like, or you can private message me through Facebook and I'll try to answer them to the best that I can. So please subscribe. So starting off with this drill, I always start at a trot or a walk to let them know what I'm doing and to introduce what I'm doing to them so they don't get panicky with it. I have these 4 cones set up just more for a visual representation for you guys to see what I'm doing. I don't usually have these set up when I'm doing this drill by myself. So the point of this is to try to go as straight as possible. So instead of circles around the barrel, I'm going to be doing straight lines and squares. However, I'll circle up around these cones and the barrel when I feel needed to. So I'm going to go straight here. You can see how he floats his shoulder to the outside and he quits driving through with his front end. He likes to get really heavy on his front end. Right there, he falls out of lead. This horse does this a lot in a run. He'll follow a lead in the hind end going on the backside turn just because he gets so strung out on the backside. So I'm really working on keeping everything gathered and picked up and to keep him really driving hard through here. So turning the cones in the smaller circles, I kind of just do it at random and do it when I feel necessary. So if I feel like he's really floating his shoulder to the outside, I'll turn around around the cone to try to get him driving through there a little harder, or when I feel like he's being really good, I'll turn around the cone just to feel where he's at. So now I'll come into the barrel, turn the barrel, just kind of see where he's feeling at. Then you see there how he fell out of the hind lead. Just going to break him back down to trot and lope again. I'm going to work back at it again before I take him to the barrel. So go around the cone, keep that inside hind leg driving around. I'll come back up to the barrel and turn it again. There, he's driving better with his hind end. He held the lead all the way around the barrel that time. So I'll just stop him up at the barrel, let him relax. So after stopping, I'm going to turn him to the right so he can work this drill at the right now. He's better at the right, he holds his lead a lot better, so it's the left that we struggle at more. So I'm going to start at a trot here, drive him around. You see how he's floating his shoulder out, so I'm going to just counter arc him here just to get that shoulder a little more underneath him. I'll drive him back off, do the straight lines. Fit around the cones, turn around the cone, just get that shoulder driving through a little bit more. Bump him into a lope here. And this horse isn't perfect. He doesn't drive his shoulders through quite yet where I'd like him to be. I'd like him to be a little bit more sharper on it. So that's why we're working on this. So this definitely is not a perfect example for squares, but this is why we're working on it. I'm going to drive him around the cone, make sure his shoulders are picked up and driving through. I'll drive him around the turn to see how he is, drive him all the way back out of it, go right back to the drill. So this drill, I keep a little bit more contact with my hands and I help him through it a little more. This is more tuning on them to let them be able to have me handle him and help them throughout the run. This will translate great over to the run where I can pick my hands up and they'll elevate those shoulders. So you can see that with this colt, he likes to float everything to the outside and he gets strung out and he falls out of lead the hind end. And the reason that he's falling out of lead the hind end is everything's strung out and getting pushed to the outside instead of balancing and driving through with his inside hind leg and really driving up underneath himself. Everything's just falling to the outside and he's, like I said, strung out. So this drill really helps to get him back on that inside hind leg and to get everything pushing through and to get his shoulders really reaching across, and as well as keeping him in between my hands and in between my legs. So this drill would be great for your overbendy horses that you need to straighten back out and lift up and through and turn. So if you have any questions, please feel free to ask them and to shoot me a message. You can leave it in the comments here or private message me through Facebook or Instagram. I hope you enjoyed this video and I hope that it helps you guys with your horses. Please leave a like.